Namaste. Namaste. And a quantum leap namaste. It is such a delight for I, Kutumi, to be here at this quantum leap celebration. I don't need a lot of jokes right now, a lot of humor, because the energy you have been setting since you arrived here, the energy that we all experienced just now, with watching these pictures of Shambhala from all over the world, says it all. It is the lightness. It is the humor. It is the depth of life. It is the story of the old energy and the new. It is you, shown up here on the screens as an example for all of humans. I would like to alter my presentation to you today just a bit, because we have such a precious moment together. Feel the energy that you have created in this room. It is sweet. It is thick. It is new. It contains the entire potentia of all that you are, all that you can be. It is the potentia of your healing, of your joy. It is the potentia of your passion. What brings you into this life? What makes you feel whole and complete? It is here in this moment right now. So allow me to be the first one to work with you, to feel this new energy potentia right here, right now. Now, how do you do that? You just choose. Choose to let yourself expand into this greatness of new energy potentials. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment. Allow your imagination to tap into all of this potentia that's right here, right now. It is present. Maybe your mind doesn't know it. Maybe you're telling yourself, I can't imagine, I can't visualize, but it is here. It is real. You have created it. Now allow yourself to expand into it. Open up beyond any barriers you might have had. Open up beyond any limitations, any constrictions, and just let yourself feel all of the potentials. And don't try to define them. Don't try to grab onto them. Don't try to control them. You don't need to, because they are yours. Just feel them for a moment. The dreams, the openness, the passion, the going beyond. Just like some of you in the past few days have hopped into that funny basket with a big balloon on top and gone soaring into the sky. You would never catch me doing that. Imagine letting yourself soar now into all of these potentials. Feel what is in them. And understand that every one of these potentials is yours. Not created by another human, not created by any of the angelic beings, not created by some unknown and distant God, but by you. Take a moment to feel. And then breathe that into your reality right now. You don't even have to define it, you see. We've talked about this before. No definition. in this new energy, the potentials are so much greater than what the mind could have imagined. In due time, your mind will understand what it is coming in. Your mind will expand to meet the new potentials of new energy. But right now, it is about accepting these things that you have created for yourself that are so new energy, that are so beyond. And let us, for the remainder of our time here today, even for the next few days, be in this pool of new energy potentials. And yes, I mean each and every one of you. Whether you were sitting here, whether you were listening in over the internet or listening to this later, yes, these are for you. Open that door. Open yourself. These are for you. The old energy train pulled into the station here in Taos last night, with so many of you on board, filled with life and filled with sparkle, knowing that it was the end of the old journey, but with some anxiety. What is in the new journey? Where do we go from here? After a brief stopover here in Taos, the Quantum Leap Express pulled out of the station at 2:22 this morning. Amid thunder and power outages in this town. Look what you have created, Shambra. Look what you have created. And we are now soaring off to new places. Not in some other galaxies, not into some other far-off dimensions, but new places right here and right now, in this moment. As Tobias said, the vehicle, this Quantum Leap Express, is undefined. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know how it acts. We don't know where it's going. But does that matter? We're here. We're together. When a person transcends the old energy space and gets into their new energy expression, it is about trust. It is about letting you trust you to be here in this moment, to be in this new energy. The new energy is different than the old. There are not the demons of the old that we have talked about recently. There is not the duality of the old. Now, it may be in people around you, but it is not necessarily in you. It is about trust, as Adamusa Saint-Germain says so eloquently. It is about trusting that right now, together, individually, we are soaring into the new energy potential. If somebody says, what is this new energy? It is very difficult to describe. It is not like anything of the old. It cannot necessarily be measured. It can't be quantified. Certainly is very difficult to put into human words, so it comes down to trust. Can you trust yourself to be in this new energy right now? Can you trust that you have already created the answers, and the answers are many, not just one. There is a field, a whole potential of answers out there. The answers will come to you quite easily. We are in this whole field of potential right now. All these different answers. Let you ask a question right now of your new energy potentials. Any question that you have that's on your mind, ask. And then let that question go out into the potentials. And then listen. Not necessarily with your ears, but with your heart. Listen with all of your being. Ask yourself a question right now. Something that's been on your mind lately. something that's been troubling you, go ahead, take a deep breath. Ask that question. You see, the reaction is a bit different than what you would have experienced before in the old. The question in itself, in the old energy, was limited, and therefore the answer came back limited. When you asked yourself a question before, it was generally filled with quite a bit of mistrust. The question was also based so much on what has happened before, so there was a type of history to the question. But as you ask the question now in this new energy, perhaps you felt something a little bit different. An openness, an expansion. And maybe if you were expecting to hear an answer, you didn't. You're wondering if you asked the question right. Now release that, because the essence of what you are asking is contained already in the question. It doesn't matter how you word it. Some of you get so caught up, you try to get so specific in how you word the question. Do you think you're that stupid that you don't understand what you're really asking? You get so twisted in some of these mind things. So ask yourself another question now. Take a deep breath. Yoham. Ask a bigger question this time. A really important one. Oh yes, it can be about you. Don't be afraid to ask a question about you. Now in the old energy, you would have asked, perhaps God. You would have asked Saint-Germain, and he certainly wouldn't have answered. You might have asked Tobias, and he would have given you some loving, soft, fluffy answer. You would have asked, Kutumi, and I would have laughed at you. But now ask yourself, dear God. Ask yourself. And not that old you that we left at the train station last night. Ask you. Ask that question. Oh yes, I hear. Where is my damn passion, some of you ask. When am I going to meet someone? You might have to be patient with that. Now, feel that the answer is there, coming from a different place, a new energy place, but not necessarily coming back to you in words. Ask yourself a third question, a different one, a really big question about your life. A really important question. Take a deep breath. Yoham. Ask that question. A few of you are searching, trying to grasp onto something, anticipating that something's going to happen. But guess what? Nothing, at least in the way of your old energy expectations, happens. It is very clear out here in this potentia, this big soup of all that you have to choose from. It is very clear out here. You're expecting reaction. You're expecting some force, some movement, some words, some music, some dancing. You're expecting something. But out here in new energy potentia, it's quiet. Well, it doesn't mean there's no answers. It means things are very clear out here. And you're not used to clear. You're used to things that are foggy. You're used to things that are rough and difficult. You're used to receiving that information in through an old circuit, your brain, your past. But out here in this potentia, It is clear. Take that breath and feel the clear. Out here in new energy potentia, it is also easy. It's been a long time since things have been easy. Button.
That was easy.
It's been a long time since things...
Oh, yeah, no. That was easy.
That is cold, Rob, wishing he could exit stage now. It has been a long time since things were clear and things were easy, and you come to expect that in order to get answers, it's going to be difficult and it's going to be confusing. But this is the new energy. Out here it is so clear, but yet it is filled with answers, filled with potential, filled with exactly what you are looking for. Now, our challenge here in this moment here with Shambhala, our challenge is, can you perceive and receive from this field of clear and easy potentials? Part of you is so used to defining things by the resistance, the force that it puts upon you. That is old energy, vibrational physics. Out here in clear, in new energy, there is no resistance, so there's nothing necessarily to attract you or attract your attention. So you say, but then how do I know what's out here? It's so clear, it's like outer space. Nothing out here. No gravitational pull. No air. No nothing. That is when you take that deep breath again. You remember the words of Tobias. The Yoham. The I am. And you allow your answer in this field of potentials now to come to you. You won't necessarily feel a force or a pressure or words. It just moves in. Now, as that answer to your question moves in, it is a bit different than the way that you've perceived and received before. Because within that bubble of potential, that answer that's moving in are many, many layers of answers to the same question. If you remember watching the fireworks last night, they would go off, then there would be one burst, and then an expansion and another burst, and an expansion and another burst, all from a single firework. It's much the same with new energy potentials. New energy answers, they come to you, and there's many, many layers. So take a deep breath. Ask yourself now another question. An important question. One that perhaps you've been afraid of the answer. You've been afraid of the answer, so you've been resisting even asking it. Take the deep breath and ask yourself that question in this field of clear and easy potentials. If you feel that you're struggling with your mind right now, arm wrestling with your own head, just let it go. You don't need to do that anymore. That was from the old. There is this thing, call it whatever you want, divine intelligence. I am. Yoham. It is the answer. Not here, not from the brain, but it is the answer. It is the Nost, the solution. But now we do it in the new energy. Now be patient after you ask the question. Be patient. Be in the moment. By the very physics of new energy, and more so, by the very nature of who you are, that answer comes in. The solution comes in. It is there now. It is now within you, in this moment, in this reality. And over a period of minutes, hours, weeks, whatever it takes, your answer will unfold in your life. The perfect answer. The new energy answer. Not given to you by anybody else, but yours. As you work with this, as you continue to do this in your life without the mental struggle, you will truly be amazed at how easy and how clear this is. And as Tobias says, you're going to find that it is extremely efficient. You're going to realize how much energy you have been expending in the past. Struggling through issues, trying to find the answers. Here now, in this new energy, the answers are right there. As we've talked about before, the new energy does not work like the old. It is filled with what you would call surprises. It is not linear. It doesn't just travel in the up and down direction. It travels in all directions at the same time. So open yourself. Open yourself to solutions, to answers that your mind may not be expecting, that you may not be expecting, that may catch you totally by surprise. The new energy works so differently than the old. Not linear. Not limited. Not confused. You are the first group of any humans that we have worked with that is working on this. It is up to you to, if you choose, to continue to work with it and to develop it and to share with each other through books, through your email, through gatherings like this, how you personally are experiencing this new energy at work in your life. Now, you already know that it's not about trying to define it. It's not trying to write an equation for how new energy works. It is about simply sharing your experience so others can see the diversity of new energy, the expansiveness of new energy, the miracle of new energy, truly, so others can see how it worked for you in a given situation. As we've talked about before, old energy works in patterns, very defined and limited patterns. If something occurs today in a certain way, it will generally occur in a very similar way or a similar variation tomorrow. But the patterns will still be within it. You can look into it in the patterns of numbers, the patterns of how the atoms and the subatoms and some of the other particles align with each other, the patterns of gravity, the patterns definitely of magnetics. So everything becomes rather predictable in old energy. In the new energy, those patterns may be present, but they're not dominant. They're not the patterns that create the effect and create the manifestation of what you are creating and what you are choosing. And what all of this means is to let go of the expectations, to watch how things literally move in and out of reality. You could almost say based on what we've done here the past day or two, you're going to even see this town of Taos move in and out of reality. Truly, one day here, the next day gone. Sounds strange, perhaps, but watch how new energy works. Very different than the old energy. Watch how you move in and out of what you perceive as human reality. You're still here. You're always present in this now. But watch how you are shifting in and out, moving very fluid, very flowing. No longer like you're stuck in a certain place. No longer like things are holding you back, but moving in and out of reality zones. The new energy, we know, is absolutely amazing, absolutely different. You're the pioneers in it. Don't hold back. We call this the Quantum Leap Express because it is about expressing yourself. It is about playing with new energy. Oh, tonight, when you are out under the stars, enjoying the music, play a little bit with new energy. Don't be worried about what you may create or may not create. Play with it and watch how it plays back. One of the things we're finding out already is new energy is highly responsive. Some of you have felt that old energy was very slow, very sluggish. New energy becomes very responsive, but in very unusual and difficult ways. Different ways, sorry. Gotcha. Very different ways. Oh no, let's go back to the old energy. New energy is very playful, very, what you would say, happy, very responsive. So play with it, see how it works, and then once you have experienced it, understand that tomorrow, next week, it's not necessarily going to act the same way. Very different, very dynamic all the time. It may be confusing at first to the old energy mind, but as we said, the mind catches up. The mind learns to expand also. You know, the mind has an interesting programming in it. It's called no. No. Now that's pretty clear and pretty simple, but it doesn't make things easy. We love watching humans sometimes, and the natural response to anything is no. Can't do it. In the new energy, let go of the no. There are no no's in the new energy. There are no no's, no no's, but no no's in, no, not no's, but no no's in the new energy.
Spell it.
Ain't no's. No. Human words are limited at times, and it isn't even about, yes, it is. It can be. You can show pictures of this whole audience. You can connect all around the world. You can be rich. You can be happy. You can be passionate. You can be new energy. You see how the mind has this funny way of saying, but, no, but, to all these things, the restrictions, the limitations, that is old energy. As confined, held in. Be expansive. Be daring. Go a little crazy like I did. It takes sometimes a good mental breakdown to really get yourself loose and open. expressive, not limited anymore. So, Shambhala, I do want to talk about a project that I have that I would like to work on. I would like to do with you. You see, we had some projects last year when we talked. We had a few books that have come out that have been so beautifully channeled and beautifully designed and now put out for all of humanity. And it's good to see how we have co-created together in some of these ventures. But now I would like to go to the next step. I would like a movie. Kutumi Productions presents. Well, you see, I noticed some of the other groups and some of the other channelers have their own movies. What the bleep? Ramtha shouldn't be the only one that has a movie. And what is the bleep about anyway? I've been trying to understand. What does that actually mean? Bleep? Bleep? Oh. What the heck? And then there's this other movie that's out called The Secret, but it's out. How could it be a secret? Many of you here have watched it. Have you told other people? Yes, it can't be a secret anymore. And then my favorite, Whining with God. Conversations with God. I do believe this channeler is going to retire after this. Now, as you know, these are all excellent consciousness projects. They have truly helped to change the consciousness on Earth. They have truly opened people up to new potentials, but still in the old energy. So I would like to create a movie with Shambhala for those who are willing to come forward. A movie with a title, What's Missing? What's missing? Or was missing? Was missing. This movie will be designed primarily for humans who have raised their hand, who have gotten on the consciousness train, who are still in the old energy, but looking for some answers. Now, I joke in part, but I'm serious in part. Because the important thing is, the missing ingredient is you. You. The individual watching our movie together. It is sad to say that the missing thing in most people's lives is them. Not you. Them. They're missing. You're here. They're missing in their lives. What's missing is not you, it's them, but... Now, imagine, for instance, that there is this beautiful kitchen, and it has all of the latest and greatest appliances. And the refrigerator and the cupboards are stocked with the finest foods. But what's missing? You. The cook. You are missing. The person is missing. Humans tend to be so absent from their lives. Partly because their lives hurt. Partly because their lives are confusing. Partly because they are fragmented into so many different aspects that they're off in other dimensions with very, very little of their essence actually right here on Earth. And dear Shambhala, each and every one of you know what I'm talking about because you've gone through that experience of not being present, not here. When you drew the energy of Shambhala and Crimson Circle to you, one of the most challenging, demanding things is the energy caused you to be present. And sometimes that really hurts. Sometimes it was so difficult because there was, as you can remember, the constant reminder, stay here, be here, focus here, live here in this reality. And oftentimes when you wanted to run away, when you tried to hide, and you tried to pretend it just wasn't so, that energy of Shambhala brought you right back into the now moment and said, we need you. You need you. Part of this whole process on the old energy train coming into the final hours, the final segments, was you being present in those seats. You were present in those seats last night when we arrived at the station, the Quantum Leap station. If that train had pulled in and there wasn't anybody on board, it wouldn't have been worthwhile. If you hadn't showed up here in Taos, New Mexico, it wouldn't have been the same. What's missing in most people's lives is themselves. What's missing is them. If you can imagine a beautiful house, comfortable, big sunny rooms, wonderful wood floors and plush carpets, beautiful artwork on the walls, gorgeous smells of incense and cow dung all around the house. Caught you sleeping, didn't I? Drifting around that house. What's missing in that house? For most humans, what's missing? Them. The you. A beautiful forest filled with birds flying, animals playing, light, gentle breeze and the sun coming down. What's missing in the picture? The human. The you. What would have happened last night when Amir and Gerhardt were playing the music, building the vibrations and the energy, announcing the arrival of the old energy train at the last station on the way? What would have happened if you weren't here? You made it happen. You made it the event that it was. You made the fireworks by being there, by being present. What happens in a beautiful act of two humans making love together, but they're not there? Well, there is no beautiful act of making love. It is just a physical reaction. It is the you that makes all of the difference in this reality. You, Shambhala, here right now, know exactly what I'm talking about. You went through the experience of being called back into your life. Yes, you were absent for a long time. You were off playing with past lifetimes. You were off worried about some future that never was going to happen anyway. You were off basically numb. You were on the other levels, the hiding out in some interdimensional realm, like you weren't going to find you. When you came back and became present in life, in this reality, then things started to move. Now you're here now. Some of you still have some resentment about that. Some of you are still going through some of the residual or the last of some of the letting go of the wounds, but you've found how important it is to be here. What's missing is the human in their life. How can you know your passion if you're not present? How can humans know what the joy of love is if they're not present in their life? How can humans ever experience the joy of living, and there truly is the joy of living, if they're off somewhere else, denying, pretending? So, in all seriousness, Shambhala, I would love to do a movie with you, What's Missing, where we explore the energy, the physics, the spiritual dynamics of being present in your life. This has tremendous potential for other humans that are absent, they're gone, they're on their own sick leave from their own life. Tremendous potential to touch humans all around the world, helping to call them back into their life. And tremendous, here we go again, potential for Shambhala, for Crimson Circle, for all of you who choose to work on this project. I can see now the passion rising. I can see that new energy now being played with. Some of you have the scripts in mind. Some of you are imagining yourself video taping. Yes, indeed. This is my gift to Shambhala at this time. My exploration into the new energy potentials. With that, let us take a breath. Let us ask the question now, as a group, to watch how group energy works in the new energy. What about that movie? Let's ask that together. What about that movie? What movie? What's missing? Now, let the potentials of the new energy go to work. Let them begin doing their expansion, not just outwards, but inwards, upside down, all different directions at one time, and watch what happens in this next short period of time. Use this in your life also. Ask the question. Allow the potentials to come in and then play with them. And remember at all times, be in your life. Be you. Be fully present, especially in this new energy. Namaste.